On November 9, 1963, 10 years after the death of the late poet Dylan Thomas, a memorial stone was unveiled at Cwmdonkin Park. Now exactly 55 years later, the memorial stone has once again been unveiled to the public in the park that inspired the late poet. Chairman of the Dylan Thomas Society, Jeff Hayden, says that the project of restoring the stone is a result of different people in the community coming together.
The refurbishment of the stone was really a partnership, and I think a really good illustration of how local people can get together and put together a partnership. And it was a partnership between the Dylan Thomas Society, the Dylan Thomas birthplace, the Friends of Cwmdonkin Park, and the 4 local councillors. And I think it was working together, and it's all part of bringing Dylan back to the uplands. The uplands is where he was born, where he lived for 23 years, wrote 2/3 of his published work, and this is what his work was all about. This park was where he worked from, and this was all about him and the park. The stone has been here for 65 years, and over the past couple of decades, it has suffered. It suffered from erosion, and it suffered from algae and moss on the surface. And I think it got to a stage where you couldn't read the words on it. It got covered in vegetation, and that was a sorry state for a stone which pays homage to one of the greatest people to come out of Wales in the 20th century. He's probably the most well-known person to come out of Swansea. His work, which he wrote over his short life of 39 years, is still published. He's never been out of publication, and people perform his plays, perform his work all over the world.
The stone was originally carved by the late Ronald Kerr, who was a schoolmate of Dylan's at Swansea Grammar School. On Friday, the restored memorial was unveiled to the public by the late sculptor's wife, Glenys Kerr. Glenys explains that the unveiling is a great joy for her after trying to have the stone restored for such a long time.
Because of its situation under the trees, mosses became mosses covered the stone more and more, and each time I came it was almost unreadable, and I was very, very sad, and I tried contacting people in the city and nothing happened. And now these wonderful people have undertaken to do it, and they've done it so beautifully. I know my husband, who carved it, would be absolutely delighted. For me, it's a huge joy. It really is a huge joy. I couldn't be more grateful. But I've had to wait an awfully long time for this to happen. But that's life.
While the stone sits as an important memorial in the park, Jeff says he hopes that more people will start to use the area and appreciate the surroundings.
What I'd like to see is more people using this park, more people appreciating the area around here, which is a beautiful area. The park is a lovely area it's an area that you can relax in. It's great for children, it's great for adults. And get out and read Dylan's poetry and just find out how much of it is about this area and about Swansea in particular.
Anyone fancying a walk in the park can visit the memorial stone anytime. Nicole Lucius, That's TV.